Okay, now we're going to solve some percent story problems. Now in some of these percent problems, I have these words, okay, circled. A set of golf clubs that cost $600 are on sale for 40% off the regular price. What's the sale price of the clubs? So with percents, I'm using ratios, okay, guaranteed. And when I have a word circled, you're going to make a line kind of like that, a straight horizontal line. We always start at 100%, and then what's happened? 40% off. That means I minus 40%, and the result's 60%. This is before, this is after. Before, after. Is the $600 before we took 40% off, or is that after? It's before. So if it's before, it goes at the beginning, okay? So what I then do is put an X there, and here's how I need to set up my ratio. I got 100% already, 60% goes here, and then the $600 needs to match up with the 100%. So if I have 100 on the bottom, $600 needs to go on the bottom, and X right here. So I take 600 times 60 and divide that by 100, 360. Example 2. I spent 30% of my paycheck of $5,000 on house payments. How much is spent on house payments? So 100% and a percent. Now this time I don't have a word circled, no circled words, so I don't need the line. Okay, so if I don't have a line that's going to help me, what I need to do is put the percent, 30, just a percent in the problem. And then what does it say we did with that 30%? We spent it on house payments. And that's the total. House payments, total. Now that $5,000, is that spent on house payments? No, it's not. When it says of $5,000, when there's an of right before it, then $5,000 is your total, okay? X right here. Whenever it says of before it, that means it's the total. It's not the part of the house payments. So 5,000 times 30 divided by 1,000, or 100, sorry, gives me 1,500. So $1,500. Next problem. An item costs $30.75. When I go to the cashier, I know 7% tax will be added. What will the item cost after tax? Okay. Here's what we're going to do, okay? And since I have a word circled, we're going to use the line. I put 100%. And then I add 7%. That's 107%. Okay? Now is the 3075, and that's my percent. Is the 3075 before or after the 7%? Well, it's before, so 30.75 goes here. So it's got to be on the same side of the line as 100. So if 100's on bottom, 30.75's on bottom, and X on top. So I take 30.75 times 107 equals, and then I divide that by 100, and I get $32.90, okay? Next problem. A discount marks up the price of the item it sells by 55%. After the markup, the price is $38.75. What was the cost of the item before the markup? Okay, so my ratios, I got 100%, and I make this line. Okay, start at 100%. Now we're going up, we're marking it up, so it goes to 155%, and that's the percent I'll have here. Now I got to decide if the 38.75 is on top or bottom. Well, is that after they marked it up or before? It says it's after, so it goes right here, so 38.75. So that's got to match up with 155. So if 155 is on top, 38.75 is on top, X on bottom. So I take 38.75 times 100 divided by 155, and that's 25, so $25. Okay, next one. 20% of a piece of land is covered by buildings. If buildings cover 17,424 square feet, how many square feet of land is there altogether? Okay, first my percent. Now it doesn't have a word that's circled like that one did. So if I don't have a word circled, you can't use the line. You're just going to use the 20%. Now, if I can't use a line, I need to identify what's happening with the 20%. Well, it's covered by buildings. And that's total. Buildings and total. Okay, 17,424. Was that covered by buildings? Yeah, it says buildings cover that, so that needs to go here. 17,424 and then X. So I take 17,424 times 100, and then I divide that by 20, 87,120. Okay, next one. 60% of the students in a class attended the school play. If there are 50 students in a class, how many attended the school play? Okay, I'm not going to use a line because I don't have a word circled, so the percent is just going to be 60. So let's identify the 60. They attended a school play, so attended school play, and that's our total. So attended play total. Now how about that 50? Did they attend the school play? No, that's just how many are in the class. So that's the total and X here. So I take 50 times 60 and divide by 100, and that's 30. Okay, example 7. 3/4 of the gnomes in the magic forest had happy faces. There are 250 gnomes with happy faces. How many gnomes lived in the magic forest? So it's ratios. You go 3, 4. Now what did the 3 do? They had happy faces. That's the total. Happy total. Okay, 250 gnomes. Were they happy? Yes, they were. So it's total I don't know. So 4 times 250 divided by 3, 333. Example 8, I plan to budget 1/5 of each month's check for groceries. If I make $2,400 in a month, how much can I budget on groceries? Okay, so 1/5. Now what are you doing with the 1/5? You put it on groceries. You're spending it on groceries. Now the 2,400, did I spend that on groceries? No, so it doesn't go here, it goes down here, X here. So 1 times 2,400 is 2,400, divided by 5 is 480. $480. Example 9, 4/5 of the student body was present at an assembly. If 160 were at the assembly, how many students are there in school? Okay. Instead of over 100, it's 4/5. Now what did they do? They went to assembly. And total. Assembly. Total. Now we're 160 at the assembly. Yes, sir. Total we don't know. So 5 times 160. Divide that by 4, 200. Okay. Cross out the entire next page. I don't want to do that. I don't really test over it. Okay. Okay, so I need to do number 6 with you, because I never did that. 180 of the 400 students in district attended the pep rally. What percent attended the pep rally? Okay, I don't have a word circled, so no line. So I would just put the percent if I had a percent, which I don't. Okay, of 400 and 180. So 180 times 400 divided by 180, 400. Well, sorry, 180 times 100 divided by 400 is 45. Okay, now cross out number 9. And then when I have words circled, we're going to make the line. When I have words circled, I make the line. Here I don't have a word circled, I won't make the line, I'll just use 20%, 100. Words circled, make the line. And then the fractions, we don't do a line, we just, it's